Peace, Black family. So there's a 1954 documentary called The Secret of Selling the Negro, and you can check this out on YouTube. And in this documentary, they talk about many ways to psychologically trick African people into being a consumer class. Which means even though we were free from slavery physically in the 1800s, we will be mentally enslaved and still be the driving force behind Europeans' economic social system. So we went from physical slavery to being material slaves. And you're probably wondering, Brother Hassan, how are they able to do this? By playing on our emotions.
I don't want to spend $400 for a car. So I'm like, hey man, how much is this? Nah, how much is this one? So finally the old guy says, yo man, you asked about all these cars, can you afford them? Now I'm pissed. I said, what the you just said to me? So I buy 3. That one, and I want them dropped off. Move the seat back today, I want them dropped. So I got 3 Rolls Royces that never dropped. So they go another $1 million.
Even in shopping, white people tend to brag about how cheaply they purchased something, what a deal they got. We brag about how much it costs because we want to demonstrate. And one of the tricks that white people used to do on us in a lot of department stores was to pull out something and say, oh no, you can't afford that one, I won't show you that one. We immediately gonna buy that because we're just not going to be classified as a person who can't afford something that they sell.
Reverse psychology is a technique involving the assertion of a belief or behavior that is opposite to the one desired, with the expectation that this approach will encourage the subject of the persuasion to do what is actually desired.
We've been in Gucci for about an hour, right? And we in Gucci in the VIP.
We've been in Gucci for like 2 hours.
Right? Since we came in here, having nobody came and showed us no courtesy, no amenities, no nothing. Period. Not even a drink of water.
1 hour later.
Big difference in Bergdorf. Big difference when you pop in that bag in Bergdorf, baby.
This is why Europeans don't fear giving us millions and millions of dollars if we are athletes or entertainers, because they recognize that we are still mentally enslaved, although we're physically free. There's a great book you can read on this called $40 Million Slave that talks about the condition of slavery, not being a physical one, but a mental one.
Problem. You cannot equate, see, as soon as you begin to equate money with slavery, you're wrong. I mean, you're wrong because it's a condition. There were brothers, and I went all the way on the plantation. There were slaves, there were jockeys who were making lots of money. There was a brother named Charles Stewart who was a trainer, and we're talking about 1810. This brother was a trainer. He had his owners, he was in charge of his owner's stables. At a time when black people weren't supposed to leave state without a pass, this guy had his runners, and you know what? He was making so much money, he had to hire an agent because he was making so much money. But guess what? Charles Stewart was a slave. He was sold 3 or 4 times. Only difference is he could negotiate the terms of his.
But getting back to your point, you're saying money shouldn't be associated with slavery. Is that what you're saying?
Money has nothing to do with the condition. It's the condition.
Again, as the author of the book said, slavery has nothing to do with money. It's a mental condition. The idea that someone has power over you, mentally or physically, is what makes you a slave.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it.
In conclusion, until we free these mental shackles off of our brain, our condition as black people will never change. Remember this, the man that could purchase a Cadillac is not in the same league as the man that makes a Cadillac. Stop being purchasers.